Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 8, I believe. I might be wrong. I mean, I'm well known for misremembering episode numbers, but it's in the thumbnail, it's in the title, you know where we are. And we're basically picking up exactly where we left off. So, yeah, we're here, first week of August, LLW Live. There wasn't too many shows in the last episode, just because we did a lot of office stuff, just walking around and all that, saying hi to the interns, and also, creating an alliance, which we saw at the end of the episode paid off pretty nicely. But that's something we're obviously going to have to monitor, because it's not going to be exactly the same amount each month. It's going to depend on how the other companies do and things like that. So if the money starts going down, we got to figure out who it is that's costing us. But we've also got to be smart with our money, because we don't want to be in the negatives. Otherwise, we will bring that down too. So yeah, something to keep an eye on, an extra layer for us to look at. And also if there's anyone to add, because I'm just trying to think of any companies that would make money. I'll have to go back at old episodes when we stroll through the company section and just look at how much they have now and see, who's making money, who's not, and then maybe invite them to just to help us out. But yeah, we're here, LLW Live. We're kicking off with a huge 6-man tag trios match. We've got 2 debuts. We've got Shreddy and Ollie Burns. Let's just look at their gimmick changes. So Ollie Burns is old school heel, and Shreddy is an ego maniac. Initial rating of great and initial rating of adequate. That's fair enough. 38 rated match. Not much to say about this one. It's just getting people on the card that we haven't seen in a while. But as I would have expected, Cassius, Dan McGee and Damon Moser get the win. Dan McGee really racking up those wins. And looking at the performances here, Damon Moser putting in a decent 55. Shreddy with a 13. What? It's not even a... Hold on. Any... Wow, Shreddy with a 13. Shreddy, I might have to just get rid of you now. That's terrible. It's not even off his game. I can't see that anywhere. He was just tired because he's got no stamina. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind and probably get rid of. 38 rated match, nothing amazing. Just a generic opener, a little fun opener featuring some people that we haven't seen in a while. Let's move on. And move on we do to our boy Ashton Smith, and he defeats Levi Muir in 20 minutes with the GTS, and that is now defense number 14. I feel like defenses shouldn't really matter too much. I think for me it's more about the length of the reign, because every time they're in a match they are defending the title, and that is how I plan to keep it for as long as possible, until obviously it might become a bit unrealistic that people are winning back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And of course, if we start incorporating some storylines, sometimes the champ's going to have to lose, but I don't technically want a title change. But for now, I think this is how we're going to keep doing it. And plus, winning title matches on events is really good for your workers' popularity too. So this is kind of a win-win right now. And yeah, Ashton gets the win, as he always does. 58 rated performance, 52 overall. Levi with a 33. He's slowly getting there. I think he started in the mid-20s, so he's doing all right. Got the crowd hotter as well, so you can't complain. And if you remember the last episode, we had a number 1 contenders match in which Aisha Ray won. And that means that she got a new opportunity, or another opportunity, at the Queen of the Lariat League title, because she is our inaugural champion and she wants that belt back. So moving on here, we have got William Regal announcing the main event, which is the current Queen of the Lariat League, Shakara, taking on Aisha Ray. Let's see what happens. I typically don't book a winner at the moment, just because if something happens, something happens. And I like to react with you guys, especially when we're kind of this size of company. We're tiny. I don't think our title lineages matter too much. Who becomes champion is great. Who doesn't is also great. So, yeah, I'm not building any stories right now. So most of the time, I don't set a winner for any of these matches, unless there's someone specific I want to build up. Just a little bit of backstory. I think I've mentioned that before, so last time I mentioned it. Moving on to the main event, let's see how it goes down. 36. Oh, that's not good. They were both visibly tiring towards the end. It was only 16 minutes. How are you tired? I don't know. But in a good match, Aisha Ray defeats Shakara with the tree slam, which means Aisha Ray is our new and two-time queen of the Lariat League. It was fun while it lasted, Shakara. You did well. But the queen is back, and that is Queen Aisha Ray with a 45 performance and Shakara with a 41, which, decent numbers. I'll take that. 36 overall. Fair enough. How's our show? 42. That's fine. Let's just give Aisha and Shakara, let's give them both a hug. They did all right. And Ollie did decent in his debut, so let's make a speech for both of them. Pleased, very happy. Oh, go on, Shakara. And pleased. Awesome. So that is our first show of the episode done. I'm going to fast track to the week 3 Lariat League in London, where we're going to have another super fun, super short show like we always do. I have signed a couple of people, so there might be a few debuts happening, and then we'll fast track to the end of the month, where we will take a look at our finances and see if our consortium alliance is still paying off. I'll see you guys there. Okay, and we are here for Lariat League in London. We have got a new arena, the Spotlight Arena. I think it's in London, but it's in the southern England, so who cares? Because our attendance is just shooting up. In the last one, I think we were at 290 something. Now we're 370 something. So I'm assuming that means a jump in popularity. I haven't checked. I like to save that for the end of the month. But I'm assuming we went up by one popularity number at least because of that. So let's just head into this show. We've got a couple of debuts. I think we've got 2 debuts. First one you can see on screen here. We've got Joki. I think she's an Italian Scottish lady. Clown makeup, it's cool, it stands out, so I was like, screw it, let's sign her, let's see what she can do. And looking at the numbers, she did okay. 29 rated match. Laura James let us down here. Laura James annoyingly has got massive morale issues. I think that she was the one that was getting it on with Mike Bird, I want to say his name was, and then he got arrested, so obviously we let him go. So I think she's annoyed that we let him go, and also that she hasn't been on TV in a while. But I thought, I'll throw her on, see what she's about. If she's going to keep kicking up a stink like this and get, sub 30 performances for someone that's not a regen, then, she can do one. Because we brought in Joki. We've also brought in another women's wrestler who I haven't used yet, but she looks pretty exciting. So yeah, this is just a good old 4-way with some women that we haven't used in a while, and obviously a debut. And Zoe Lucas gets the win. Zoe Lucas, of course, she gets the win with the Lucas landslide. And she also gets the best performance in the 39, which is nice. Joki's gimmick has gone over as great, so that always is a bonus. And yeah, 29 opener, got the show to a strong start apparently. We'll take it. But as we're creeping up to 30 popularity and more, matches like this are not going to cut it. So we're going to have to review that. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because we want that pop to grow. But following this, we've got a tag team match and also a debut. Gursinder Singh has brought one of his friends from across the pond, not the American pond, the European one, the British channel and so forth or whatever. Absolute Andy from Germany and from WXW, one of our consortium fellows. So we brought him over, and in about the had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Gursinder Singh and Absolute Andy get the win. They defeat Damon Moser and Josh Wall, where Andy pins Josh with an A-class. An A-class. I'm assuming that's A-class, but in German. Josh was the weak link. That's fair enough. That makes sense. Absolute Andy with a 49. Very nice. Gursinder with a 51. And Damien Moser is killing it with a 53. I need to start paying more attention to him. Go on, Damon. Oh, Damon, not Damien. I apologize, Damon. I'm very sorry. Damon Moser. He got his gimmick as Egomaniac. Great, lovely. Match dragged on at the end. It was fine. 46 rating, decent, and that's just his gimmick there. Lovely. Cool. And then William Regal just post-match interviews Andy and Gursinder Singh and just says, well, Gursinder, I didn't realise you had friends over in Germany. If you've got any more, feel free to bring them over. And Gursinder just says, I was sick and tired of being, alone. And I've had a few shots at the King of the Lariat League title, and I figured maybe strength in numbers is the answer. So I brought over Andy, who's incredibly dominant, and together hopefully we can get something going. And Andy just chat shit for a bit. I'm not too sure if he can speak English or not. I'm going to assume he can. So yeah, he just says a bunch of stuff saying, I'm here in London and I'm going to dominate. Absolute. I don't know if he says that. I might have to look him up. He looks like a cool guy. 80 rating. Love that. It's William Regal. Of course it's going to be good. And this takes us to our main event, which is obviously Ashton Smith, King Ashton Smith, taking on Dan McGee, who has been, well overdue a singles title shot. And in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Ashton Smith gets the win. Of course he does, with the GTS. And Ashton Smith makes defense number 15 and, a 65 rated performance. I think that's our best performance to date. So congratulations, Ashton. You're unreal. And we are building one hell of a star in this guy. Do you know what's really weird? Some of you guys might eye roll at this, but I don't really care. My fiance is obsessed with TikTok. She's on it 24/7. I've been hot and cold on it because, the For You page can be very hit and miss. But I've kind of got to the point now where my For You page on TikTok is like crafted well. It's like the right mix of like funny videos and then also a little bit of football, some wrestling, things like that. And I was just scrolling on it last night randomly. I never once searched anything wrestling related. I've just followed a couple of podcasts and things like that. And this guy, Ashton Smith, just appears on my TikTok. I think he's at an ICW show this week. And when I say this week, I mean, I don't know when this is going. This is going out like July time. It's the end of June now, so like 2 weeks ago. But I was like, what? I had to show my fiance, be like, this is the guy that's like my champion. That's mad, isn't it? Like, because he's not exactly a household name. Even in England, he's not really a household name. But yeah, just thought I'd share that. I thought that was wild. So it's a sign, guys. It's a sign that we're going to do wonderful things with Ashton Smith. Annoyingly though, he's in a tag team with someone. I don't know their name off the top of my head, but that guy is signed to NXT. There's a bunch of British people signed to NXT that are just slumming it, and I keep checking and they're not using them. So I might have to build like a long shortlist of like real low down NXT, WWE, AEW, New Japan talent that I might just want to like pick up and pinch as and when they're made unemployed. But I've spent too much time here. 63 rated match, awesome match. I think it was one of the best we've had in the whole series. And Dan McGee, well done, my boy. Hats off to you. And that is how we finish our show with a 58. Decent. I will take that. Great show. Good debut from Absolute Andy teaming with Gursinder Singh, who I'm really high on as well. Zoe Lucas gets a nice win. Might have to start using her a bit more. Jokey was impressive in her debut. So I think, obviously, debuts, we always give them a hug, because why not? Jokey, come here. And Ashton got a 60 something, so I'm going to point him out for a great performance. So let's make that pleased. Lovely. Good old Ashton. Let's get to the end of the month, see what our finances are looking like, see what our pop's looking like, and then we'll roll straight on into September for this episode. Maybe we'll get to the end of September and then leave it there. But I'll see you guys on September 1st. Here we are in the first week of September, and oh boy, the consortium keeps paying off. We now have $100,000 because last month we made 64k. So I took a look just before the end of the month, and ourselves, we'd actually made about $5,000 that month. I don't know what happened, but we made about $5,000 that month. So $5,000 of that was ours. We put it in. I'm assuming it's All Japan that are making the big money in our alliance. Although Deadlock, if we look at their thing, Deadlock, I think it's Deadlock who have them. Tour the company. Yeah, Deadlock have Sheamus, AJ Styles, Danhausen. I mean, Danhausen's not that interesting. And obviously, Tankman. I love a bit of Calvin Tankman. Which means that these guys are available for me to hire, should I want to, but their wages are crazy. I think he's like 2,000 per show. I think AJ Styles is even higher, because it will do it based on the British popularity. So it does knock it down a little bit, but not much at all. And I know that we've got like 100k, but it's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, let's just start spending money, because that goes into the pot. And if we're knocking down the pot, then we're making less overall. So I'm going to be smart with the money. But if I just jump to the workers quickly, just before we look at everything else, this is a shortlist that I've got here. Shortlist to hire of just mostly British talent, and then the odd unemployed guy I've seen and I've gone, oh, I'll take him. So it's mostly British and European talent here. You can see, Alex Windsor, Aaliyah was released by NXT. Anthony Ogogo was released by AEW. He's now at Progress, so he's someone I'll be looking at soon, especially because he's moved back to England. Axel Dieter released from WWE. He's now in MLW, but still based in USA. Who else we got here? Cedric was released. I think I want to get our popularity a little bit higher, so maybe get to small and then start bringing people like Cedric and stuff in, because we can request them to move closer. Should we see if he'll do it? I doubt he will. No, happy where you are. That's fine. Dan Maloney is someone we let go, but we'll leave him here. He doesn't want to negotiate with us yet, but he's someone that I probably will bring back in at some point. David Finlay, he's German apparently. I thought he was Irish, I'm not going to lie. Or was that just me hearing Finlay? Drew Galloway is unemployed, but he's currently on a hiatus, so we don't know when he's back. But as soon as Galloway's back, what a signing that would be. Jamie Hayter, obviously, she's not on an exclusive, so she could come in at any time. We've got Joe Hendry. Lance Archer's now unemployed. I'm a big fan of Lance Archer, so maybe down the line, you never know. Anyone else here that stands up? Mariah May. Didn't know Mariah May was English for some reason. I've seen her wrestle a bunch of times. Never realised that she was English, so that's interesting. Mustafa Ali has been recently released. Riddick Moss as well. Soraya is a free agent and very tempting. Maybe not just yet, but she is very tempting. Sheamus, as we said, is now with DPW. Tom Latimer would be a fun one to bring in. Tom LaRufa, I recognise him. I don't know where I recognise him from. I think it's NXT, but I recognise him from somewhere. Trent Sevens, always an option to bring in. Still unemployed. No one wants him for some reason, but maybe soon. Who else? What's her name? I can't remember her name in real life. Raquel Rodriguez, her wrestler name. But Victoria Garcia, she's now a free agent. She'd be pretty good to bring in. But again, I'm conscious of the travel costs. That's what I'm conscious of. Piper Niven, aka Viper, is now a free agent, who's someone I'm very interested in. Actually, fuck it. Let's see if we can. You want to move closer? No, of course she doesn't. Will Ospreay is available, but money. Zia Brookside as well is a good one, and then Zack Sabre Jr. is exclusive, so we're just going to keep an eye on him until that becomes not. Why would you sign an exclusive handshake? That's so weird. But yeah, other news, because this isn't really a series of surprising, we did sign Nixon Newell, so a big name in the UK before she joined up with NXT and WWE. She's now a free agent, so we brought her in. She is based in the Southeast USA. I have asked her if she wants to move closer. She said no, but I'm thinking if we use her for a bit, get her very happy, stuff like that, it might be decent if we can then talk to her again and bring her over to the UK, because it makes sense. She's I think she's Welsh. Yeah, she's Welsh. So she'll be making her debut very soon, along with where's she gone? She's on the thumbnail of this video. Debbie Keitel. She seems like a really fun talent as well to use. Considered unimportant, which sucks. So maybe I'll team her up with someone. But yeah, some really interesting people that we've brought in. You can see the full roster here. Someone said to bring in Leighton Buzzard. I brought him in. I don't know how much I'm going to use him, because even though he's named after a place that's literally 10 minutes down the road from me, he's living in Scotland, so who knows. He just works for me. Let's see if Leighton Buzzard wants to move nearer to Leighton Buzzard. No, he doesn't. That's fair enough. I think if we get written deals, that's when they'll start doing it. But I'm talking too much. Let's look at our popularity. We are now a 27, so that means we've gone up by 1, 2. Hey, we got the random 2 jump that we got here. So when was that? That was so 1, 2, 3, 4. So every like 5-6 months, we might get a random 2 spike. I will take that. Awesome. So that has definitely helped, and trimmed down the quest to 35. So that's 8 more points we need. So we could probably do that in the next 7 months if there's still that +2. So that will take us to mid 2025. Bloody hell. But yeah, we've got big shmoney. We're still 40th in the world. That hasn't changed. Do we have any emails? No. We did have an email. It said there was the company battle, the regional battle. We're 2nd in the regional battles now, which means we don't get any negatives, but we also don't get any positives. So that's fair enough. And yeah, a lot of issues here. Oh, YouTube is in the final month. Let's negotiate a new deal. Let's extend it. 9 months. They're happy with 9 months now. Wow. Okay. We'll stick to our on-demand, unlimited, 100%. Boom. 9-month deal. Love that. Awesome. There's not much else to say here. You've kind of seen all the main things. I don't think I'm going to be signing anyone new on top of the ones that you've just seen. So yeah, let's just head straight to LLW Live in 5 days. Well, not 5 days now. Like, it's 5 days in the game. I'll see you guys in like 5 seconds. Okay, here we are for LLW Live in September. And one thing I've noticed is I think we do need to start bringing in some new male wrestlers, because a lot of them are just mid-card, obscurity, just like, nothing exciting about them. They're just in a match. And I think we've got a good, 4 or 5 men that I really like, but obviously none of them can overthrow Ashton. So yeah, I think we need to bring in a few more guys just to mix it up a little bit. Maybe get rid of some, really low card Deadwood now, seeing as though we've got some money. But that's something I'll probably leave for the next episode. I'm also toying with the idea now that we've put on bigger cards. So for example, this is our first show, I think, with 4 matches, or one of our first. We're going to be start throwing tag team matches in and stuff like that. I think I'm tempted to maybe create a tag title or tag division, or even a mid card title. So like a Prince of the Lariat League, something like that. I don't know. Toying with the ideas, but I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe we just get to small, like we said from the start, and then we start really pumping up. But either way, Regal opens the show as he sometimes does. He's always got some kind of promo, because that 70+ rating definitely helps. And we've got 4 matches tonight. I think we've got 2 debuts and 1 title match. So let's head straight into our first match, which is a tag team match, a women's tag team match. And it is a face that I've literally shown you 3 minutes ago. Nixon Newell making her debut with Aaliyah James. And they are facing off against the big bad duo of Aisha Ray and Shakara, our only ever Queens of the Lariat League. And in a good match, Nixon Newell gets the win. Her and Aaliyah James managed to overthrow Aisha Ray and Shakara in 18 minutes when Nixon wins with the Vulture Culture Destroyer. Shakara eating the win, so our Queen of the Lariat League is her status is still intact. And it says here they don't work well as a team, and you know what, I'm glad they don't, because they shouldn't. These are our 2 top women at the moment, and they should not be getting on, because I think they've got a bit of a rivalry brewing. So I love the fact that they don't get on. But looking at the numbers here, Nixon jumping straight in with a 53. Amazing. She's on a little bit more money than we'd like. I think she's on 180 per show, which is crazy. But a couple of our people have been asking for pay rise requests, and I've just been accepting the ones for the people that we like. So I think Shakara's now on 100 a week. I think Aisha Ray's on 110 a week. Ashton Smith's I think is on 150 a week. So it's starting to come up in price, but that's fair enough. When you put in a 53, especially in women's wrestling, this TEW, the modders love to just downplay most of the women, which is frustrating. But great opening match, and Aaliyah getting a rub as well. She's a good little talent. Yeah, I'll take it. So let's just recap the gimmick change. Girl Next Door, initial rating of great. Gives a large penalty to charisma during matches. Why is that a Weasley underdog? Oh, Girl Next Door underdog. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Either way, great win from Nixon. I'm sure she's going to be pushing for a title match sooner rather than later. But take it easy. Take it easy, Nixon. That was my really poor Gavin and Stacey Welsh accent. Because doesn't Nessa says that, right? Take it easy. I'm going to stop because someone will get offended. Following this, though, we have another women's match, and it's another debut. Debbie Keitel is here, and she is fierce. And in one of probably our shortest matches that we've ever had, she defeats Tennessee Honey in 10 minutes with the Debbie Downer. That's an incredible finishing move. The Debbie Downer. I really want to name the episode Debbie Downer. No, we can't do that. No. I mean, you'll see it anyway if I do or not. But the Debbie Downer. Love that. That's really cool. And a 44 as well. That's a really good score for her debut. Considering that she's marked as unimportant because she doesn't have the highest pop in Southern England. But after a win like this, I'm sure she'll start gaining popularity. I know we can see it here, but I like to just jump this up, just give her a little spotlight. Losses do damage to popularity as much as does not damage popularity as much as usual. That's good. Why is Old School Hill Weasley underdog? That doesn't make sense. Gives a large boost to microphone skills during angles. Okay, that's good to know. Psychology decline is not good though, especially if you want her in longer matches. But a great start from both of our female debutantes, Nixon Neal and Debbie Keitel. 35, I'll take that. That's pretty good. Let's move on where we have 2 more matches. Yeah, this is a long one, guys. I mean, it's still within the 60 to 70 minutes. Also, we're in Brighton today because why not? Sun's out. Early September in the UK is normally super bright, so we figured after the show we'll all go down, we'll hit a bar and celebrate together. But we've got Gursinder Singh taking on Damon Moser. Damon Moser has been causing a little bit of a storm lately. He's been doing really, really good work in the ring, and he cut a promo on our LLW Twitter saying that he deserves a shot at the King of the Lariat League, and Gursinder Singh says, no you don't, mate, because I am the best in this company, bar Ashton Smith. I haven't bested him yet, but I will. So I feel like I'm the litmus test to LLW. And Damon says, you want it, come get it, my boy. And here they are, and in a bout that had great wrestling and good heat, Gursinder Singh gets the win. Bloody hell. I feel like he's unbeatable until you put Ashton Smith in front of him. And Damon Moser, again, puts in a great performance, 52. Like I've mentioned in previous episodes, and I'm going to mention it again now just to remind you guys, most of the matches I don't put a winner for. This one didn't select a winner. I was thinking that Damon might go over Gursinder, but turns out he didn't. But the match was a little too short for people's liking, but that's just because this was the Steal the Show, and you can't really go more than 20 minutes with a Steal the Show. So I think the plan in the future is to mark Steal the Show for our least important matches, because then at least we won't get this a little too short for important matches. But 52, really good score for these two guys. Gursinder's amazing. I think if we had another belt, or if Ashton Smith didn't exist, Gursinder would probably be our top guy. And Damon's doing really, really well. I don't like that picture. I might make one for him. I don't like the black background. I like it to be the white background and the person. But yeah, and then we head to our main event. It is Ashton Smith defending his King of the Lariat League title against Big T Justice. Big T called him out, and Ashton, of course, accepted. And in a 56 rated match, very good, superb, some might say. He defeats Big T with the GTS, and that's defense number 16. No one can stop King Ashton Smith. 63 from him this time, and Big T with a 34. Love that. And that ends our show. How did we do? 52. Decent. Show appeared worse because your production is slightly worse than the rivals. Don't care about that. Once we hit small and we're actually making proper Wonga, like we as in our own company making money, not through the consortium, then I'll look at that. But I'm happy with that. We got the popularity raise everywhere. That's all that matters. So we had 2 debuts today. So that is Nixon. Let's give her a nice little squeeze. Debbie Keitel, another little hug. Hug is just for the debutantes, whether it's male or female. And Gersinda put in a really good performance. Actually, no, I had Shakara take the pin, so I'm gonna point her out as a good example because she's one of our main event players, and she was happy to take the pin. She didn't complain at all. So Nixon's pleased, Debbie's pleased, and Shakara was very happy. Shakara's loving life in LLW, not gonna lie. But yeah, that's this show. I think we're gonna get to Lariat League in London. We'll book that, we'll do that, and then we'll get to the end of September, look at our finances, and that'll be the end of this episode. Probably going to be slightly longer than others. I don't really know how far in I am time-wise, but as long as it's under 40 minutes, I think that's fine. It might be more than 40 minutes. I'll stop talking because the more I talk, the longer it's going to be. I'll see you guys at Lariat League in London. Okay, we are opening Lariat League in London with another debut, and Gursinder Singh has brought another WXW guy over, and this is Cara Noir, who is English but lives in Russia and wrestles for a German promotion, so figure that out. Really interesting picture here. His gimmick is the Black Swan, so I'm mega intrigued by that, and I'm definitely hopping on the old YouTube later just to see what Cara does. But he's got incredible stats. As you can see here, boy's got a 66, so definitely worth, I think, £140 a week or dollars a week. I don't know what this game does at the currency, but it's like 140 something a week. So not like breaking the bank, but we are slowly ramping it up. But in a really great opening match, I've just realised the score. Superb wrestling and great heat. Gursinder Singh and Cara Noir defeat Dan McGee and Damon Moser in 24 minutes when Cara pins Dan with a package piledriver. Cara Noir carried the match. I mean, I wouldn't say carry because 66 to 56 isn't a huge jump, but I mean, Cara did his thing, and I'm quite excited about using him. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to YouTube and get to know him a bit more. Gursinder with a 52, that's decent. He averages around late 40s, early 50s. I kind of want him to get a little bit better. Dan McGee, who's been killing it lately, the worst in this match, but that's not a bad thing. He's still got a solid 49, which is very good for our size of company. And let's just give Cara his little spotlight. Black Swan gimmick, initial rating of great, awesome, and it's the unstable offbeat. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's gonna be pretty cool. 450 people in the Spotlight Theatre. Spotlight holds exactly 450, so it is a sellout today, which is great news. I think we're back to just 3 matches today. Our next match, Shakara wanted revenge on Nixon Newell after the loss, and obviously Nixon being Nixon accepted, and in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Nixon gets the win. She continues her very short, but I'm sure it will be longer, undefeated run, and I think her eyes are heavily set on the Queen of the Lariat League title. Nixon getting a 50 rated performance here and a 43 from Shakara. Got the crowd buzzing. The match was a little short, but again, this was because it was a still the show, and I think the negative of the little too short is much better than these two being completely knackered in a 20-minute match, so I'll take that loss. But it got the crowd buzzing. 48 rated match, really good from these two. Silly NXT WWE for getting rid of Nixon, among other people, so we're definitely going to be picking up their scraps and turning them into gold. But yeah, great match here. And following this, we've just got a nice little cheeky interview with William Regal. Just goes, Nixon, you settled in massively well in LLW. How are you finding it? And she just says, everything's going great. Winning. There's some really great talent in LLW, and that Queen of the Lariat League title is looking very tasty. So Aisha Ray, wherever you are, I'm coming for you. So yeah, great little promo here. William doing his thing, Nixon doing her thing, and yeah, also just going back to Shakara, I really like Shakara in this game, mainly because she puts in decent numbers, puts on good matches. She never seems to be annoyed, irritated, upset when she's not used, And also, sometimes we get the backstage incidents. I look at them first just to see if they're worth talking about. And I think every month and a half there's a backstage incident involving Shakara, and it's always did something really nice for the locker room. So she's like a huge positive influence in the locker room too, and definitely someone that we're going to want to keep around for as long as possible. So big up Shakara. And then we're moving to our main event. Gursinder Singh brought in Cara Noir today, but he brought in Absolute Andy the other week, who completely destroyed the opponents, and that has earned him a match against Ashton Smith. So let's see what goes down. Ashton Smith, Absolute Andy, let's go. A 65 rated match. Whoa. So in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Ashton Smith gets the win. Can't be stopped with the GTS against Absolute Andy, making it defense number 17. And yeah, really good match. 62 from Ashton, 56 from Andy. Andy's getting better at his gimmick as well. A 65 rated match. I mean, this is a pretty good card. This might be our best show so far. Let's finish and see how we did. A 61 rated show. That's pretty good. I'm going to ignore that because I think Progress recently upped their production stuff, but it doesn't matter right now. 55 overall. Love that. Making a speech. I mean, Ashton, I'm going to leave him alone for now because he's just expected to be good. We always welcome the newbies with a hug. And then I think Nixon did some good work. And then let's give... I mean, Damon Moser did really well. We have to point him out as a good example. There we go. So Cara is pleased. Nixon is obviously pleased. And Damon seems pleased. Good old Damon. Looks a little bit Pete Dunne-ish here. Looked like really quickly. Like, you know, like give yourself whiplash and just quickly look at the screen and look away. It's the Pete Dunne eyes, the kind of grimace there as well. I don't know. Again, I'm waffling as I always do. Let's cut it here. Get straight to the end of the month. Look at our finances. Look at our pop. Look at anything else we need to, and we'll end the episode there. I'm really starting to fall into a flow with this series, and I'm very much enjoying it, and I hope you guys are too. And without extra money, if there is anyone like random that you think is awesome, let me know. And obviously I do record ahead of time, so I'll probably be 3-4 episodes ahead, but down the line I'm always happy to sign someone, give them a shot, look at their numbers, etc. So yeah, please do. But again, stop talking, Ted. Let's jump to October, Jesus Christ, October 1st, and see what our money sitch is looking like. October is here, and we have made another 63k. Well, I say we, I mean our alliance has made another 63k each. I mean, I feel like these guys weren't making that much money each month, so they should be happy. Sorry, All Japan, but we're gonna make the most of it. It seems to be working. Very happy with this. We've got, like, money's not an issue now, like, at all. So yeah, looking at the finances, 41, and then up to 100, up to 168. Yeah, can't complain at all. Let's look at our size. We're 39th in the world now, and we've gone up 1 to 28. We're slowly getting there to 35. 39th in the world. Who have we overtaken? Feds. Let's go by size. So we are there. We are now above Progress. Ha 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 ha. What's this? Well, it says LLW and Progress. So what's that then? Recent news headlines. Oh, hold on. Boop. Here we go. Oh, that was just a friendly attitude. Okay, don't worry. We are now above Progress. So I think that makes us the best Southern England company. Oh, we've got so much more money than them as well. Lol. Oh, I just said lol. I hate myself. But I mean, that kind of spoils this, but in our Southern England regional battle, we are first out of the 4 for the first time in this save. So yeah, we're doing wondrous things, which means that everything that we do will be boosted by 5% this month. Oh, actually no, just attendances. Well, that means we might need a bigger venue. Oh, that's exciting. Another thing I did want to show you is just to confirm that Lariat League in London, our most recent show, was our best one. This thing here. So great showing. I mean, we're starting to get names that, you know, the everyday wrestling fan will know. which is awesome. Nixon Newell is a great signing. I'm very happy about that. Not too sure what else there is to look at. I think we're still going to stick with the 2 shows a month for now. I think we're going to stay with 2 shows until we are small, and then I'm so tempted to go weekly, with an event at the end as well. But that's if we can get a TV deal. If we can't get a TV deal, I don't really want to be running everything off of YouTube, because that'll suck. Unless we can get like YouTube for the weekly shows, and then for the event we go on like Fight TV or something. I don't know. But there's not much else for us to look at. Let's just jump to the creative, because it's always cool to see who's at the top. Oh wow, Cara Noir is apparently our franchise player. What's his popularity like? 44. Oh, okay. Interesting, very interesting. Nixon Newell, yeah, she's jumped in and she's, killing it. She's got really good popularity, and that's only going to get better the more we use her. Really good stats here as well for, a company our size. Ashton Smith, he's been doing wondrous things as well. 42. Let's just look at that popularity in more detail. Started at 20. Well, that's October 23. We can't even go back to what he was. I think he started off at 16 or 17, and he's now 42. He's killing it. He's doing very, very well. And yeah, he is our first and only champion so far. Gursinder Singh, makes sense that he's up here as well. And Aisha Ray as well. Apologies if you can hear any beeping in the background. That is my dishwasher. It's very, very loud. Gursinder, I mean, to be fair, this is kind of... Kara's a surprise. I mean, he's a new signing, so he needs to settle in. But, you bring in a big name, it's going to happen. But I definitely would have expected these 4 to be here, which is awesome. Next big things, nothing. Hot prospects. Lewis Horn, kind of used him and then forgot about him. Ben Baston hasn't been seen in a while. Lynn hasn't been seen in a while either. We might have to increase the length of our shows. Maybe one of them could be a 2-hour. That's a good idea. I might do that. Aaliyah James, yeah, we're going to keep using her on and off. I think she's going to be great. Same with Jade. I do like Jade. She's got an awesome look. Nice. Talk the talk. Absolute Andy. Ollie Burns is good at the mic. We'll give both of those a go. Wait, can Absolute Andy speak English? Yes, fluent English and fluent Central European, whatever that means. We might bring in one of these guys to make a team. Yes, that's another thing I want to look at is tag teams. But yeah, Andy and Ollie can talk. Showstoppers, obviously, Cara Noir. We saw that 66 performance. Unreal. Nixon's done really well. Tate's got good numbers. Ashton again is just rocketing up there. And then yeah, Andy puts in some solid performances. Ring Generals, it's kind of the same thing. So Showstoppers is like main events when it matters. Take it to the top when they need to. So you can trust them in a steal the show main event. Ring Generals are just people that are they're reliable. And yeah, it's not too different from what we've got. Who's Hot, of course, he's going to be up there. Yeah, even though she suffered 2 losses in a row, she's still up there, which is great to see. Gersinda, awesome. Dan McGee, yep. Who's Not? Yeah, a few of these people have been eating a lot of losses lately. But there's a couple here that is kind of like, you're not going to be here long term, so I don't really mind. And now, let's take a look at the hidden gems, because there might be some people here that are pretty cool. Annoyingly, Zan's up there. Zan is someone we did have, but she got injured and she was out for like a year and a half, so I let her go. Nico Sona Worky we used to have as well, and we got rid of him very quickly. Miles Kamen, haven't used him before, haven't used Sona Durson or Nico Angelo. I'll take a look at them. It might be worth gambling on these people, so yeah, we'll have a look at them in between, and in the next episode we will open, I assume, with LLW Live and just keep chugging along with our new signings. Got to see more of Cara Noir, Nixon Newell. There's going to be a few more names. Debbie Keitel putting on a good showing too. Yeah, we're starting to build a roster that I actually like instead of just random Southern English names, because we've got the monetary freedom to expand our horizons. And I'm going to try and get Nixon as happy as possible with us. And then I'm going to be like, hey, you want to move closer? Hey, you want to move closer? Because, where we can minimize spending, you can guarantee we will. But let's end this. What should we look at to end it? Rosters, where is he? Our boy. Ashton. We'll end on Ashton. We've ended on him numerous times, but here he is, our king of the Lariat League, our top guy. Forget Cara Noir. This is our franchise player. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Next episode is going to be, the same thing again, pushing towards small. And yeah, bringing in some exciting faces, maybe tidying up the roster a little bit. Looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share, do it all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.